get a small edge, you're up a wave, your recall's better, who knows what, you can blow this lane open. Taliyah on the other side going to be answering the mid lane up into Sylas. There are quite a few dashes. It's going to affect Trist, it's going to affect Rell, it's going to affect Kindred, it can even affect Ornn. You have, actually all 5 targets are good for the Pebbles here in the mid lane. So I like the Taliyah here a lot. It does fit. It is some net damage on the roster. And Leona is the sole front line, basically.
Yeah, and also just in terms of the team styles, Levi is a jungler who takes such a large portion of the team's CS and also does such a large portion of the team's damage. Being able to get a marksman versus marksman matchup for the players is what GAM wants. But I have to say, like, the team fight composition and synergies that DRX have been able to put together with those 5 champions you just saw on the right is immense.
It's going to look really spicy in this one. I'm excited to see what happens. To get ourselves on to the Rift as DRX joined their LCK brethren at a 2-1 record. In so doing, would push a 4th and final team to 0-3 in the group stage. GAM hoping to step up. I mean, for so many years, we just didn't get to have Vietnamese teams at MSI and Worlds. We're just like waiting for the chance to get a lot of these players back that we've been seeing and loved watching. There's still so many fun memories of games in years past. Good to see them back. Unfortunately, have not yet found their footing here in the group stage.
Yeah, we've definitely missed out on some international history with GAM not being able to attend some of the World Championships and MSI in the past couple years. It makes it really difficult to kind of gauge their power. Because yes, they are 0-2, but there's so much variance from game to game and what you can do. So definitely not like that grounded in my opinion of them on the international stage after just 2 games. So hoping to see an upset, honestly.
See what happens here. Would be a 1-2 record for both teams. Would tie them up at 3rd. With a lot to play for here.
Minions have spawned.
And just chilling over there is Taliyah. And Deft is going to be the trinket over the wall to spot spicy jungle plays. Yeah, okay. So that'll track the Graves 1 camp into run around.
I like it.
Yeah. There are a lot of ways Graves can invade. He can actually invade through Tri-Brush and like show up at Gromp.
Yeah, interesting. Graves, Jax, and Taliyah are likely stronger level 1 than the Sylas match. But if they wait long enough, they can push him off. And also, they waited for Taliyah to walk through.
Look at the knockup. Zeka's on the way. Kati, though, as well. Is it going to be enough, though? He's got to have the chains. Looks for the stun. A lot of damage. Ooh. First blood goes through to Ornn. Pyosik even gets the Kindred mark. And Kiaya can't catch him. Has his stun, forcing the flash away from Kingen. And now wants to fight Zeka a bit more. Knocking him right out, too. They're going to get absolutely everybody down. Running for his life. Taliyah would love to live. How long till Kingen has another stun, though? How long until everyone else dies?
No
Zeka walks
way.
in, just dashes in. It's already 3-0.
What a disaster for GAM. DRX walk away with 2 kills on the Ornn, 1 kill on the Sylas, and 3 assists plus a Kindred mark for Pyosik. They're going to be a little late to lanes for farming, but boy, do they not care.
Oh, this is the game you really love to start at. Levi, I get a blue buff. We're going back, okay? I'm going back. The red buff is mine.
I think that's your only choice at this point. You know, it didn't work the first time.
He saves Smite as a level lead. Straight up outfights the Kindred here.
He just gets it.
I mean, the Smites are both force 50, but there's no way Pyosik can like fight this long enough to like hope he wins the coin flip. So
yeah,
says,
well
you know
done.
What? It's you. That's the key, though. Levi died fast enough to be back on the map to kill blue buff. Pyosik had to recall to get his health.
It's the tempo death.
Okay, nice stun, though. Good job short-chaining that BeryL. Basically, just melee range dismount, functionally, and able to land the stun to keep the damage from going any farther.
Look at this jungle gap, 7 CS to 2.
Wow, yeah, extreme. Sweeps out the ward for good measure. Takes out most, but not all, the chickens. That camp is still going to be down for a while.
Yeah.
Blue, red Raptors will not give you level 3. He's going to take a little bit for that one, but we can watch this again.
Yeah, I mean, this was all patience from DRX. So Pyosik doesn't show, so in theory, he could be anywhere. But then also, like, GAM is going to be pretty confident in this fight. Like, Kingen actually lands a knockup with every one of his E's, and the big thing is that Zeka actually beats the Taliyah to this spot. which is very unexpected. They're so close to getting that first kill. Triumph heal comes in for Pyosik. He's still able to contribute throughout this whole fight as well. Like, just so many extremely close things. Getting the double knock-up the second time. Kingen playing this like an absolute monster, and it allows DRX to chase through for the additional kill. But to your point, Freak, like, the amount of time they spent out on this map, the waves have been met for quite some time, and by the time the final kill is completed and Pyosik wants to rekill, like, Levi's already back at blue, so he's going to be okay experience-wise. It's just the gold is going to hurt later. Probably around the first or second item breakpoint is when it's really going to matter. In terms of the power now, it doesn't make a massive difference to the game.
Walking around, seeing what's up. Gets the bottom scuttle here on the Kindred side. Says, okay, you didn't take Krugs. Assumes red is gone. Doesn't know for sure, but I think has the read that's happening. As already, it is the first mark goes to Gromp. When there's only one, so like when you have 0 stacks, it has to be on, I believe it has to be on the Scuttle Crabs. But with one mark, it'd be Scuttle Crabs or Gromp. And kind of rolls low. You know, we had the 12 get rolled, which I feel like you must have some negatives on that one, or the AC is really high, because I feel like, you know, a 12 should be good enough to get a 2 out of 3.
Kindred mark rolling is something that mere mortals can't understand, but Kindred masters know it very well.
Yeah, the breakpoints were in a patch note a while back, so like if you go back far enough, you actually know like the exact formulation of when they were where, but ultimately, rolls low on this one. Had a chance at a mark on the correct side. Doesn't happen there. That's top scuttle, of course, was taken by Graves anyway.
Yeah, there's also some like really interesting interactions about like leaving camps up, because sometimes it like more likely puts it in the space where it's going to be securable by yourself. So I don't know all those optimizations, but Kindred mains definitely do. It's a very complex mark system.
Yeah, I know a little bit about it. So like if someone takes, like let's say both scuttles are up, right?
Yeah.
Because we're okay, we gotta dive. We gotta
dive.
Hold on. Zeka, level 5. Flash over the walls, did it, blade stun. They gotta have the burst, and they do. Kill goes over. Treasure Hunter, money to Levi.
And this is the type of stuff that GAM really need to do in the next, say, 4 or 5 minutes before first mythics can come through, because like I said, the early kills don't doom the early game. They actually just doom you later if you don't make any moves to come back. So really great job by Levi, counter jungling early, and by the whole squad there to get the dive onto Zeka. But yeah.
Getting your stacks going. So yeah, the Kindred marks, let's say it's like both scuttles wrap, right? We're doing, you know, 315, and you coin flip wrong. And it's like, okay, Grace Path top side, get scuttle. If you leave it up, it's around 30 seconds, I think, for when a mark is like taken from you, then it'll pick a new spawn.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I'll just come back to my scuttle in 30, and then it's mine. Instead of clearing both of them, waiting 2.5 for scuttle to respawn, and then hoping I win that one.
Well, he's got this raptor spawn, actually, enemy raptor spawn, already at 2. This puts him at 3.
No, this is the first one he's gotten.
Oh,
like
this is 2.
Post PvP, this is number 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he killed the big one first.
Got it.
I smited it, it's mine, okay, we're good. Moves on from there, so 2 stacks here. 4 is the first breakpoint. That's where you get the attack range and a lot of the big stuff there. It's every 3 afterwards, so 4, 7, 10 is the progression. Under the turret right now is this Kai'Sa. Tristana, definitely, I would say, more of an early game champion. And with the pressure and everything else, with the CS drop tier by style, it's going to be an 11 CS lead and a pretty rough recall. Tristana's actually very good at crushing cannon waves because, oh look, we blew up the entire wave. We got to use the dematerializer from our support. Pretty much full pace on this one, but Style realizes that. Says, okay, well, stick around, and feels like he's not going to die to a tower dive.
We've been talking about other stuff, Freak, but this has really gotten out of hand. Like, Deft is up 16 CS and 2 plates. Trist definitely can outshove Kai'Sa, but there was a huge time where it was Kai'Sa Trist meta. These two champions are kind of meant to match each other, not necessarily to go like this. So huge shout out to Deft and BeryL for playing this first 7.5 minutes of laning phase this well.
Yeah, a lot of it is Style is dropping CS under the tower. This can be some level of pressure, but it also could be just not playing the last hits correctly. And he's been locked under his tower so long, he's got more than enough for Noon Quiver. At Noon Quiver, you basically can't miss CS under tower anymore unless it gets really just like screwed up somehow. But it's like, if I recall, I lose a cannon wave. So I'm gonna stay and lose half a cannon wave.
And Deft is happy sitting Doran's Blade versus Doran's Blade for as long as possible, especially when he's consistently shoving the wave in and getting small little chunks every single time he pushes in. And yeah, Style can't even touch the wave, so Deft is just gonna, he would literally be here for 40 minutes if this is the way the lane state was gonna stay. Obviously it's not gonna go that long, but that's his mindset.
Yep, turret would go down, everything else. Levi would like to fight for the scuttle. He's got a friend in his back pocket. Pyosik can't jump around, which means the stun's gonna land. Level 6 though, pops guilty early. But at this point, don't you feel comfortable there? Smite Flash still available, could fight for the Scuttle Crab. At this point, the I plus Smite, if it's an upgraded Smite, would kill it. Gets lower and lower. It's just about, now it's going to be in smite range, basically.
Not enough
Wanted to
smite.
preempt, and there we go. So, yeah, Auto puts it down to 120. Was trying to preempt, like, if you hit the eye, the ult will steal. We got a chance. Doesn't happen. Good job by the roam. Ornn comes down. Sylas comes over. And the first Herald will be claimed by DRX. 1,400 gold lead with the Herald on inventory.
Man, and I can't believe that Style didn't recall there. So he's literally had the Leona down bot lane for a while, and he's channeling it now, but it's actually going to be interrupted again. Not getting a recall off when your support spent 35 seconds with you. Really just greeting out wave after wave. So
yep.
Rift Herald goes over to DRX, and tempo continues to be in their favor.
I know that feel. He's like got no mana either. He's like been pressing Q and W to like last hit under tower. He's like not getting them all, but Deft is like literally full mana. I'm just autoing stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get this one. Cast's gonna be awkward because it doesn't have the AD. This one he finally does get enough with rank 4 in his Q. It's finally enough that Q plus auto will actually kill casters safely. So finally he gets most of the wave to himself as he stops hemorrhaging down 18 CS in the lane.
Deft might actually go for a recall after this one. He's probably got a boatload of money with 3 plates, so he's on.
What if he's at full Kraken?
He's on.
He's actually at Kraken.
Gold. He's on Kraken.
Or is it 34? No, it's 32. Yeah. So,
but
wouldn't mind the recall, but he's like, I can get one more though.
Yeah, he's just gonna do this. Like he will actually do this forever if you let him. Okay, now he's actually gonna recall. So he's gonna clear this cannon wave and reset.
Yep. Finally makes the call. Okay, I actually need to buy. I'm gonna be locked in this forever. We'll take the L. We'll lose part of this wave. And the thing is, because Deft wants to recall, be like,
wait, Deft
would really like to freeze this, and he's like,
I guess he wants the turret. Yeah, are they just going to give him the turret here with Herald?
Oh, with Herald up, it's definitely yours. Doesn't even need to auto them at this point, but yeah.
This is crazy.
So he's going to miss a recall timing. This also could have been a Drake timing as well, but
yeah.
They're going to go for turret damage. They're actually saving the Herald itself. They'll just work this one down.
And then they can Herald to another turret, still get plates. They can even give it to Deft after he resets, and
I love that.
Can get accelerate him. This is so good for DRX.
I love resetting Deft to top lane with a Mythic and then summoning, because like with Mythic and Herald, you're definitely killing all of top lane tier 1.
Okay, how much gold is he resetting with? 4,073 gold. He goes back for his first base.
Yeah, there's Kraken. There's Boots 1, Dagger. Yep, there you go. And he buys a control ward. Important play. And now you just need everyone to make sure that the wards are there, that he is safe to play top lane. Oh, they're going to go mid instead. Okay, interesting. Giving Zeka the gold here.
Okay.
I don't think Zeka's touched the turret, so he has to walk up. 160 each. There you go.
Spreading the love a little bit, and actually Deft runs out bottom lane, so continuing to go for Kai'Sa. Not exactly what I expected. I thought they'd keep accelerating the game with Trist, but with that Kraken, they should be able to take full control of bot and probably take Drake. Yeah.
It's because of Drake, yeah. That's why he's going back to the side. They actually burned Ornn TP back to the top lane outer turret. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Oh, yeah, nice try. Almost gets cut him off, but Kati came back down in time, but the wave is pushed in. Would like to see the tempo push with getting this Drake now as soon as possible. They still, make sure they get all their farm, they get bot lane pushed in, get mid lane pushed in, okay. And then, yeah, I think this is, in retrospect, this is the right call. You don't get to go for top lane yet because you want the Drakes first. It removes options. It puts an even tighter timer on the game.
Yeah, it's one thing that actually Core JJ used to say to me is when you're really far ahead, like the gut is to just get yourself further ahead, but you actually need to win the game at some point. So once you have the lead, okay, then take the objective because you're powerful enough, and then you can get ahead later. So I like what DRX is doing there, getting the Drake with Deft's power.
Bolt's trying to get some wave clear, gets to preempt the stun. With that though, Jax is still there. Bie gonna hold aggro, but Kiaya is too low.
Wow.
King pushed all the way out. Gotta be careful. He takes a turret shot. He autoed to take a turret shot. Kiaya did not have to die there.
I mean, Sylas had him in the tri-brush. So I think you can argue this is the avoid the assist gold to give the solo kill to Ornn, but the dive itself did not go well.
Did not, and it's gonna be almost 3,000 now in DRX's favor. Kingen's chilling up there. He's like, I had a 2-0 start to this game. I'm just farming safely against Jax. We got ourselves almost Frozen Heart. Deft now looking at bot lane tier 2, but isn't able to go for the turret itself, is wary of Leona and Kai'Sa coming around. Could have been dangerous enough.
Yeah, very clean game by DRX so far, and they're going to absolutely shred objectives for the rest of the game. Double Kraken. Kraken Slayer Kindred, Kraken Slayer Tristana. So nobody will be living long if both those carries get to free hit.
You get 2 seconds with Counter-Strike to dodge it all. Be okay. There's the knockup. There's the second stun, and the third, and that is a death. Zeka. Second kill of the game.
Yep, so Zeka also getting fed. This is exactly what DRX wants. Ornn is just an absolute unit in the top lane already. with those 2 kills and getting the 3rd one, and they're completely taking over this top jungle. This is all kind of setting the stage so that Deft can safely push. They got a deep control ward. He's going to push later. We're watching this dive one more time. They really want to be able to get this bounty away from Ornn. And let's try and figure out what happens. So he doesn't land anything with the E, but he does knock up Jax, and they actually just chain CC, but they go so early that the Taliyah is not there in time.
Yeah.
Don't chain the Taliyah CC, and yeah, you can see here he just may as well die because Zeka
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
Yeah, so second half of the ult kept him brittle. So ult 2, auto, W, auto. Just got a million stuns into the Jack, which meant there just wasn't enough damage to be dealt.
Yeah.
He probably was killable without the 2-kill lead. You know, without Steel Cats being done, maybe the damage is going to be high enough, but obviously everything else paid forward, and the one aggressive play we've seen from GAM does not work out.
Trying to lie in wait for Deft. Deft, buddy.
Yep. Seen the blade stun, but he can rocket jump it. I like the near sight, and he's like, near sight it? That's rocket jump. We're out.
Yeah. This means bad. Just get away.
Yep.
Another reason that Trist pick is good, as you mentioned, there's just not much that can interrupt that rocket jump. Even any Leona CC is generally able to be buffered and just jump away.
Nice job. Gets both halves of Q-Max, Zeka. And generally speaking, any Sylas versus range matchup, it's Q-Max. Melee versus melee, you max W for the Akali, things like that. And yeah, Everfrost into Q is solid 600 damage off of Style, and once again, push off the tower, 35 CS deficit. And despite how bad that has looked, he's still got about as much as mid and top laner, who aren't getting the most farm either.
Yeah. I think Style has definitely kept his farm up, but he's just had absolutely no presence on the map.
Yeah.
Right? He's been under his turret the whole game, just trying to pick up the scraps as the turrets are falling again and again. It's first 2 turrets, I think, will quickly turn into first 3 turrets, as the second Herald is easily being taken by Pyosik's Kindred. And yeah, this is a very good early game by DRX.
Good right now. There's the smite, there's the auto, thank you for the claim. We are on 4 kill marks, by the way. The breakpoint has been hit. Pyosik is on 4 marks. And top lane outer, only a few shots left on the minions, but it'll be enough that Deft can kill this. BeryL will take his share of the gold, 175 each. Pyosik wants to go for a little bit more. Don't believe this one is marked. Nice try, the seismic shove first could have maybe done it, but smite guarantees it all the same.
Yeah, good time to reset. They got 1,500 gold onto the Tristana as well. Kindred can go back with the Rift Herald. They can even use this to break open a turret or just give them tempo before the next Drake spawns. So it's such a difficult spot in the game right now for GAM. You know that they want to take big swings and be aggressive, but the big swings they've taken actually so far at Worlds have just missed. They had this huge fight that they went for in their first game. They got 5 for 0 aced. This game they went for this big risky invade, lost 3 right away, so they just had to play all these games from the back foot, which just makes aggression so much more difficult. But alas, they group 5 in River, and they are looking to throw down.
Words of the wall, 15 seconds until Ocean Drake comes up. At this point, sure, maybe you try. Deft is not on 2 completed items, so if Style has Kraken, you are equal on completed items. Down a Zeal, but it's not the worst thing in the world. GAM gonna file right in. Ward control pretty mediocre for the blue team. They're even on a scuttle right now.
King is so strong right now with his Frozen Heart. The Taliyah doesn't do that much damage at this point in the game, so he can just walk up whenever he wants.
Alrighty, walking up right there. They're gonna find the 3-man engage. BeryL sets him up on the backside. Deft has a rocket jump away though. Will they find these kills? Style comes in. Kati's good for 1. It's traded back and forth. They got low, and they're gonna have Kiaya get a second now as well. Style will drop. A 2v3 on the map now. Better than maybe expected. Diving back in for more. Stun's gonna land. The rocks help a ton, but over the wall goes BeryL. And Kati in the wrong spot to help this one. Flashing over. Ulti comes across. They get a second kill. A third, I should say. But now he's been left alone. Again, it's still +1. Zeka is unstoppable.
Wow, GAM actually played that fight so close, but they are just not rewarded for it. They end up losing 4. Based on the gold going in, you would expect that fight to go a lot worse. Massive engage from BeryL at the start, and then it got super scrappy. You can see BeryL, Rell engage is so powerful, but I want to see how the Marines actually countered this up. So they get Levi, Taliyah, and then, okay, so Zeka's a little late to the fight, and they also get a massive amount of damage on a Pyosik early, which burns the Kindred ult. Then Deft from over the wall, while he does avoid the Leona ult gets straight in range of Kiaya and Style, so they're able to jump over and kill him first. And it's a flip.
Oh, stolen by Levi. Can he get out though? Stunned up and shut down. That is money in the pocket. So that was not just a steal, it was an objective bounty. That is how much DRX is winning this game by. So 500 extra gold goes to the inventory.
Okay, there's the Rift Herald. Zeka's getting really, really strong. We talked about Deft's turret plates. Zeka has 7 kills, so he's going to be getting a Magi fairly soon, I'd imagine. And this mid turret should be breakable.
Down it goes. Gold shared amongst them. They push in to get the wave. They love to get this charge, and current health bar should just barely land once you get the eye plus a smite.
Yeah,
but now with it turning around to that wave.
Stop this.
Playable if you time the auto. Yeah, there you go. They're not going to defend it, so not going to be an extra charge. Mid lane inhibitor turret will stay at full HP. The camps can still be stolen away.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a lull here, as they're likely just going to pick up all the farm they can, reset. But what we talked about earlier, Freak, this being the last game of essentially group stage 1, right? So the first round robin will be completed for every group stage. Kind of crazy that every LCK team.
Oh, I don't know if BeryL had Arc Treads or if that ulti was just late, but you should often be able to hit confirm all the CC together, but has the time to crash down away, and there's no kill.
Yeah, every LCK team, if DRX can finish this one out, will be 2-1, which is interesting because coming into the World Championship, 25 of 26 Korean group stage teams since 2014, so since we've had the same group stage format, 25 of 26 have actually made it to quarterfinals. That's way better than any other region. It's an absurdly high percentage. And even though there's no 3-0s, which is often, there's often a 3-0 for an LCK team, every single LCK team will still be in striking distance to win their group. So no matter what happens, if you're able to go 2-1, you can still win the group, because the team that is 3-0, you can just beat them the next time. You'll have a tie at 5-1. You can beat them in the tiebreaker again and take it. So after having one of the worst days in LCK World's history on day 2, when they lost all of their games, the region overall has just done such an amazing job staying stable and bouncing back.
It's really good. Definitely impressive. An incredibly consistent region, as you mentioned, the pretty monumental, like 94% hit rate at quarterfinals. Like that is,
it's absurd.
Really good. When the meme will come in, it's like, okay, well, one LPL team's gonna crash and burn. Probably many LCS teams will crash and burn. We'll see what happens with Mad Lions and co, but the LCK so consistently amazing here. And once again, DRX taking care of business. 6,000 gold ahead now. Looking for a little bit more now. Baron is up, and I mean, it's 2 Adam Deft. They'll have no problem attacking this.
I know, they got double Kraken Slayer plus Ornn Sylas if they need to peel, so they can just start. Zeka doesn't even need to be here. He's such a small percentage of their Baron damage. He can steal a good ultimate over the wall if he needs to, and I think this is just burn.
Information gained. They get a glimpse of 4,000 health. Yep, it's dead. See ya. We'll get mid-wave. Would like a bounty on mid lane, but they're not even pushing for it that hard. Levi doesn't even auto it as BeryL takes the wave. Baron is shown to be dead, and he might be too far up. Taliyah ult, Ornn ult. Here we go. Is it going to be a fight? A triple knockup.
CC.
Hello, BeryL. Done, but BeryL dies for it a bit too early. Levi can be the target, though. Pushed around, gets the knockup. This is maybe a fight to be won. A shutdown comes across into Ornn. GAM goes 2-0 in the battle.
BeryL saw the group and said, I'm going.
Oh,
okay.
Not gonna jump in time, though. That's the problem. There's always enough time. Deft has the hands for it, and that might mean a bunch of kills.
Re-engaging 3v5
for a stun. 3v5. Zeka is good for 2. Deft will get the third unless W comes up.
Just flash.
W. Oh, he stopwatches it. Zeka will be a target, but he burns his own stopwatch, and they're gonna re-engage a 3 versus 5, and they'll kill 4. They'll kill more. The inhibitor turret's gonna drop. The inhibit self is rubble as well.
Zeka is popping off. 2 are down. He teleports back. He re-engages the fight, and they're going to take more.
They're going to look for what they can. TP and onto the minions, keeping those alive. Nexus turret will drop, but maybe that's all they're going to get here as Ornn is in. No, respawns aren't here just yet. A 3v5 becomes the Nexus. Style can't stop them. DRX took that personally. A 23-23 victory.
What an acceleration of the game state there by DRX. 10-1-2 for Zeka. He has been performing so well all the way through play-ins, now into groups, and he moves DRX into week 2 with style.
That was impressive to decide, you know what, we've got what it takes. I like the idea, hey, we're 5v3, what if Deft isn't ready? What if he doesn't rocket jump in time? We kill him, 5v2, we get it. But the Alpaca gets himself another win. It was a lane kingdom in the bottom side. It didn't feel like it was about them since the game started 3-0 from top jungle mid doing stuff.
Yeah.
And the end of the game was like, well, yeah, he's ahead on Sylas. He's gonna do Sylas things. But bot lane was a lane kingdom, and the top side just had control the entire time as well.
Yeah, I can see the analyst desk frantically running back to their stations because that game definitely ended before people expected it to.
It did.
We're like, oh yeah, DRX is just casually taking Baron, and less than a minute later, the game is actually over. It's so quick how that happened. And to your point, I do understand why GAM was going to take that fight. From minute 1, they were in a position where they needed to take a lot of risk.